behind the window of a certain place. A girl asks if he is really sure this is the right thing to do. The boy says not to worry. He is sure the girl can do it after she adjusts herself. He says there is a proverb that says diligence is the father of power, then touches the girl's stomach. He says if she keeps doing this diligently, it will definitely turn into mana for her. That makes the girl feel pain. They both live in the Vector Empire, Forster area. Before this happened, they didn't know where he was because it was very dark. He couldn't even remember anything and wondered what happened to him. There was only a bright shadow saying for him to rest easy because from now on he has been chosen by the gods. The shadow hopes he is blessed with happiness in his new life. When he wonders what new life, he has already been taken to a new place. He suspects maybe he has been reincarnated. He then understands that from now on he will continue living as this boy and feels that sounds fun. Then suddenly someone calls him. He who has become a 7-year-old boy named Leon's Foster, the third child of Marquis Forster. He apologizes to Sebastian and says good morning to him. Sebastian reports that the great emperor will be there for inspection. He asks him to hurry because his father is already waiting. Leo thanks him, then leaves. He can't really remember his past, so it's like he is starting his new life here. He has good relationships with his family, and the servants here are also kind. However, he feels a bit troubled because his house is very big, but he still likes it. But what he likes most about his new life is something else. When his servant accidentally bumps into him and makes him dirty, the servant named Amelie panics and apologizes. Leo says not to worry because Leo is not hurt. Amelie says she will dry Leo's clothes as soon as possible. Then Leo's body immediately dries. Amelie still apologizes profusely to Leo, but Leo says everything is better now and thanks her. This is what Leo likes. Magic exists in this world and makes him very grateful to be reincarnated into this world. After that, Diorc Forster, his father is happy that Leo has finally arrived and asks what's wrong, if he feels nervous. Leo says of course he is nervous because the royal family they are talking about is here, so they shouldn't be rude to them. He also asks why his father chose Leo to accompany the princess. He feels it would be better if Diorc asked his older sister to do it. Diorc explains he did that because Leo is a descendant of the great hero. But Leo feels all his siblings are like that too, and his father still doesn't answer his question. Diorc says he will also allow Leo to go outside tomorrow. Leo accepts the offer. Then, the emperor named Orthan Vector, the emperor of the Vector Empire, arrives. Leo feels he looks intimidating. Diorc kneels and says they have been waiting for the emperor's arrival. The emperor feels they haven't met for 3 years and asks if Diorc is healthy. They both fall silent for a long time. Then Diorc laughs and asks why Orthan speaks so formally and feels it's very strange. Orthan also laughs because Diorc called him Imperial Majesty first. Leo is surprised because they turn out to be close friends. After that, someone calls Orthan as her father. She says she can't get down if her father is standing there. The girl is Sheria Vector, the emperor's daughter from the Vector Empire, who is 7 years old. Leo blushes because Sheria looks very cute, making Sebastian wonder about him. Orthan introduces his daughter, Sheria, to him. Diorc feels honored to meet Sheria, then calls Leo. Diorc introduces Leo, who is the same age as Sheria. Leo greets her and feels annoyed because he is very bad at this. Sheria also blushes. Leo then asks his father because suddenly his mother, Carla, enters the imperial carriage and greets the queen, Ashley. Diorc says it's fine because although the reason the imperial family is here is to check the security of their territory bordering the demon world, their real reason for coming here is for vacation. He asks Leo to hurry because they will go to the hot springs. Leo is surprised and wonders when asked to enter the carriage. They hand Sheria over to him, making him even more confused. When they are in the carriage together, Leo feels nervous and wonders if it's okay for him to sit in front of her like this. He is confused about what to talk about because he doesn't know about anything. Finally, he decides to ask how old she is. He feels like an idiot because his father just told him her age a minute ago. Suddenly, Sheria tells Leo to stop being polite and just call her Sherry. Moreover, they look more like friends. Leo agrees and asks Sheria to just call him Leo. But Sheria calls him Leo Kuan instead, making Leo reprimand her for calling him politely, but Sheria says if she does it. When Sheria laughs, Leo is confused. He asks if something is wrong, but Sheria says nothing. Sheria asks what Leo usually does. Leo says he usually reads, besides that practicing magic. Sheria brings her face closer and asks if Leo can already use magic. Leo, who blushes, says he can use it a little. Sheria feels that's great because she also wants to be able to use magic soon, but her mana is still very low. Moreover, it requires mana to activate magic, and the amount of mana can increase with training. Leo says not to worry, Sheria will be fine if she practices a lot. But Sheria feels it will take a very long time. Then she asks what his magic specialization is. Magic specialization is like an ability that someone gets when they are born. In other words, a unique ability that can't be replaced or corrected. Leo's magic specialization is creation magic, but he is just joking because it's not that great actually. However, Sheria feels creation magic sounds very great. She asks if she can call Leo master from now on. Leo is surprised, but Sheria feels that makes them not look like friends. Leo also prefers to be called by Sheria normally too. After they arrive there, Leo is very amazed when seeing the hot springs made by his grandfather. Although the name of the place, Hero Hot Spring, sounds quite lame. He then bathes in that place. He feels strange because his father and the others are late. However, when reading that he is in the children's special bath, he is surprised. Then a voice is heard praising the beauty of the place. Leo screams when seeing Sheria not wearing clothes. He asks her to cover herself. But Sheria says friends should bathe together like this. Leo covers his lower part and runs from Sheria. He has no other choice and goes to take magic stones and materials. When Sheria calls him, Leo asks Sheria to stay there. He thinks what needs to be done now is to make swimwear. But not something sexy because Sheria would definitely prefer something cute rather than sexy. So, he makes Sheria cute swimwear. The girl is surprised while he feels relieved. Sheria asks if he made this with his magic. She feels it's great because she has never seen anything like this before. Leo says this is also his first time doing this in front of others. Knowing it's Leo's first time, Sheria feels this will be a little secret between the two of them. She wants Leo to show his magic again, but she also feels like enjoying this hot spring first. Meanwhile, in the men's bath, Orhan and Diork enjoy while getting drunk. Sheria and Leo chat normally. Sheria says today is very extraordinary because she got a new friend and saw his magic. She never imagined there are so many interesting things outside the palace. Then suddenly Leo asks Sheria if she realizes she has stopped speaking formally. Sheria feels embarrassed, even though she planned to show how graceful she is. But Leo feels she looks cuter when speaking normally. Those words make Sheria embarrassed and swim away. Leo asks if something is wrong. Sheria says she should get out now. Leo offers that he will go with her, but Sheria asks not to follow. She wants Leo to spend more time here and stay as long as he wants if possible. Those words make Leo surprised and blush when realizing Sheria's meaning. After that, when they are in the carriage, they both are embarrassed. Leo apologizes, but Sheria says it's okay. When Leo is already in his room, he lies down on the bed. He feels a lot happened today, so he is not too sleepy. Suddenly, he remembers he hasn't done his daily training. Then he starts preparing. He thinks maybe he will become sleepy if using a little more than usual. So, he uses more magic for his training, but suddenly someone knocks on his door. Leo stops and wonders who is coming. When he opens the door, Sheria is in front there. Sheria apologizes for disturbing Leo in the middle of the night. Leo feels Sheria also can't sleep, then asks her to come in. Sheria is amazed because there are so many books there, while Leo apologizes because his room is a bit messy. That's when Leo suddenly wonders what he is thinking because allowing her to enter easily. Sheria suddenly stops and says something is very beautiful. She asks if that's a gemstone. Leo says it's made from magic stone. Leo says it will shine more when more mana is poured into it. So, it also becomes a tool for his daily training. Sheria finally understands the meaning of Leo's training. She also wants to try it. Leo says it's very easy. She just needs to move the mana from inside her body into the stone. Sheria asks how Leo does that. Leo just stays silent, especially when Sheria says she has never done it before. After that, Sheria lies down. Leo says he will move the mana inside her body a little and asks Sheria to try to feel it. Sheria understands. Then Leo touches her, making Sheria surprised. Leo asks if Sheria can feel it because it's very small. He asks if Sheria can feel a cluster of mana around there. He will also move it a little now. Sheria is surprised and says it feels comfortable, making Leo ask her to stop making strange sounds. Sheria says she can feel the mana moving inside her. Leo asks if Sheria can move it herself because he feels Sheria has the skill for this. Sheria asks if this is the right way to do it. Leo says not to worry and keep going. Sheria continues until she is exhausted and falls asleep on his bed, while Leo just stays silent. The next morning, Leo falls asleep on the carpet. When he wakes up, Sheria says good morning. When Leo wants to reply, he is surprised because he slept on her lap. Meanwhile, their parents peek from outside while grinning. Leo explains this is not what they see, while their two parents are excited because they will become family. Sheria poses cutely to Leo, making Leo praise her and ask if her magic specialization is cuteness. Sheria says that doesn't work at all. But Sheria feels she asked Leo for magic training and everything. Leo says if she continues the magic training and her mana increases, it will also affect the increase in magic. Leo asks her to believe. So, Sheria asks Leo to do it again. Leo is surprised, but Sheria forces to do it now. When doing it, Leo tells himself to free his mind from impurity. In the morning, his father and the others go with the Emperor to do a survey. The place they are heading to is the Forest of Magic located at the border of the magic world, at the foot of a giant mountain. When they pray for their safety when returning, they of course also go to the city and to a shop according to their heart's content together with Sebastian. While there, Leo says he really wants to go to a shop to Sheria. The three of them then go to a shop whose appearance surprises Sheria. When entering, Sheria wants to vomit and asks what place this is. Sebastian gives her a handkerchief and says this is the reagent shop. Meanwhile, Leo feels happy and feels the place is like making stones for him. That's when someone appears annoyed after hearing the annoying screams of children. He is the reagent shopkeeper, Maltjunit. He tells them this is not a children's playground. If they are not here to buy something, then they must leave his shop. Then Leo says they are customers. Maltjunit comments on Leo, who is quite brave to prank adults. However, he is suddenly surprised when seeing the Forster family emblem. After he observes carefully, Leo is wearing clothes that are too luxurious for a small child, and his appearance is also quite good. He thinks finally as the heir of this old shop, he can pay his bills at the bar. So, he welcomes them kindly and asks what he can help with. Leo is amazed because Maltjunit has many rare items and asks him to show them to him. Maltjunit says with pleasure and asks him not to hesitate if he needs it. Sheria wonders about his sudden change in attitude, while Sebastian offers Sheria to drink tea if she wants. Maltjunit offers a stone that looks beautiful to him. He thinks because Leo is still a child, he should show something that looks luxurious, so it will be bought at a very high price. However, Leo is inspecting the items, making him puzzled because he is still small. Maltjunit thinks that's impossible because appraisal skill only appears in stories. However, Leo is indeed using appraisal skill. He observes the quality of the stones, feels everything looks quite interesting. But he is interested in the mithril, or that looks good for practicing creation magic. Leo hands over the mithril and says he wants to buy it. Sheria feels happy because Leo looks like he's having fun, while Sebastian didn't expect that this is what Leo likes. When checking, Maltjunit thinks Leo chose something quite ordinary for a child's size, but he feels what was chosen is a mana mineral stone. He praises Leo's choice. After that, he says the price is 50 gold coins, which makes Leo surprised. Maltjunit feels that's reasonable because it's a rare metal, so the price is definitely expensive. Leo is confused because he only brought 3 coins change. Maltjunit is surprised because Leo calls 3 gold coins change. He is truly a noble. When Sebastian wants to offer to help, Leo prevents him. Then Maltjunit offers to exchange the stone with his family emblem. Leo doesn't believe it, while Sebastian and Sheria panic. Maltjunit looks away because he can't keep his face straight. Then Leo suddenly places a stone, making Maltjunit surprised. He asks what gem he has because it looks very pure. Leo says it's just a magic stone. Maltjunit is surprised when he says just because its magic power is unusual. Maltjunit says the item looks more valuable than some simple gems. He can sell it at quite a high price to magic equipment craftsmen. Sheria asks Sebastian if that's true. Sebastian confirms it. Then Maltjunit offers Leo to buy the magic stone. He will give him 100 gold coins. Leo feels that's a lot and feels guilty of taking that much. Maltjunit feels Leo's gaze. Then he offers 2,000 gold coins. Leo is surprised because Maltjunit even increases the price. Maltjunit says he hasn't seen an item this good for a long time and asks him not to hesitate to come next time. Leo asks if he is sure. Mount Junit says he will always be welcome here because he is truly a person with great magic power and wishes good things for the Forster family. Sebastian immediately feels proud, while Sheria is annoyed because Mount Junit talks a lot. On the other hand, Mount Junit also says there are people who are incompetent with magic. Leo feels sorry for people like them. Mount Junit then tells that he heard it from a story the other day. He says it's something called creation magic, and what it can only do is spend a lot of mana, and it can't make even very simple items. He feels those people are incapable. Leo is surprised after hearing creation magic is a useless ability. Mount Junit says that thing alone doesn't produce monsters or medicine and questions how such an ability can exist. But suddenly he jolts because Sebastian stares at him sharply when they leave, while Leo is still silent and Sheria pats his back. Meanwhile, Mount Junit just stays silent. After they are in the city, Sheria feels annoyed because Mount Junit said the creation magic ability is useless. She also says that person has been very rotten from the beginning. But Leo just answers unenthusiastically and daydreams thinking about what happened earlier. Then suddenly Sebastian kneels to him and apologizes very deeply. Leo is surprised to see him. He thinks seeing Leo in that state makes him feel powerless, so he expresses the depth of his regret. Leo says he doesn't mind it because creation magic requires materials, and of course people who don't know will think it's a useless skill. More importantly, even though Sebastian knows Leo's specialization is useless, he raised him without being affected when treating him. He should thank him instead. Sebastian feels touched, while Sheria suddenly thinks of something naughty. She asks Leo if he still has the magic stone and asks him to try and use creation magic for them. She also asks Sebastian not to tell people about what he sees, no matter how much he wants to brag. Leo says he will use a little of the mithril material. Then he starts using his power, making Sheria feel amazed while Sebastian is surprised when seeing Leo successfully create a necklace with his magic. He feels amazed by Leo's skill and wonders if the greatest artists in their country can make something like that. This is just like what Sheria said, and it makes Sebastian almost not remember when he felt this happy. Leo feels joyful, while Sheria tells Sebastian this is a secret among them. Then Sheria thanks Leo and asks how she looks. Suddenly, Leo approaches her and says Sheria is very cute and beautiful. Sheria is surprised by what Leo does and his excessive praise. She feels Leo has become very strange. Sebastian also panics. When Leo says he wants to be Sheria's groom, the girl blushes. Sebastian immediately pulls Leo and asks him to control himself. Leo suddenly realizes and apologizes to Sheria. Sheria asks what all this means. Leo explains this is the item's fault and thanks Sebastian. Sheria is confused. Then Leo says it seems the item makes Sheria's charisma power out of control. Then Sheria praises Leo as an extraordinary person. Meanwhile, in a tavern in the Forster territory, Mount Junit says he will drink tonight. The tavern owner feels puzzled because he has a big bill, feels Mount Junit's business must be very big. Mount Junit confirms and shows the magic stone he got. He says he got that very valuable item from the boy of their landowner. So, he gets more pleasure at least. Then suddenly someone approaches Mount Junit. The person with suspicious clothing asks what color the boy's hair is. Mount Junit feels scared seeing their clothes and wonders if they are those people. Meanwhile, in Vector Castle, people welcome the arrival of Damien Forster, a commanding officer in the magic unit of the Imperial Army's Special Forces. Someone gives a report about suspicious people around the capital walls. He says it seems they are shinobi and gives another report by whispering. Damien thanks for the report, and they must keep everything under control, especially since the Emperor is traveling. Then he thinks about what the real purpose of that person, Alan, is. Meanwhile, in the Forster territory, Diorc and the others return safely from their trip to the Forest of Magic. Leo and Sheria welcome them both and ask what the place is like. They say they had a lot of fun in Kajino. He feels they are like avoiding the question. Then the next day, Leo gives the pendant of love to Sheria. Sheria asks if Leo remade it for her. Leo says this is safe now, but he asks Sheria not to wear it if she feels it's not safe. Sheria says she will use it and will keep wearing it. She will never take it off. But Leo feels Sheria can change her accessories based on how she feels. But Sheria says it's okay because she only wants this because Leo is the one who made it. Then she hugs Leo and says she will keep it. Leo feels touched and returns Sheria's hug. Diorc comments on the two of them, who get along very well. Orhan agrees. Then Sheria's carriage moves. She waves to Leo, as does Leo. After that, Leo says to Diorc he wants to learn more about their world, so he thinks about leaving this land. On a ship in the ocean, an old woman says it turns out the child is there and calls him cheerfully. They are wearing covering robes, but the old woman still thinks whether their pursuers didn't see them. When her grandchild calls and says their journey is very fun, she can only smile slightly. She says now they will arrive soon and asks her to prepare. The girl agrees. Meanwhile, at Foster's mansion. Starting today, Leo will be under the care of the people they're starting today. Leo asks where his grandfather is. His grandmother says he is in the kitchen because he is too nervous waiting for Leo's arrival. His grandmother, Karina Foster, is a former magician. She tells Leo not to hold back because this mansion will be his home from now on. Leo thanks her. Leo says the other day, his father found someone who said his magic specialization is useless magic. Then something happened. Damien comments on Diorc's childish level. He asks if that's what made Leo come here. But Leo says that's not the reason. Leo says this doesn't mean he feels sad because magic specialization is a skill they get since they were born, and he regrets categorizing them into useful and useless. Even if they say his is useless, he still prefers his special magic. He thinks to change the view from useless skill to useful skill. His grandfather feels proud of that. Moreover, the hero who saved the world once, himself, is actually someone with useless magic too. Leo is surprised to hear it. His grandfather says neutral magic is magic that is considered useless. Then he asks Leo to enjoy the food because it's still hot. It's the hero ramen. Leo is surprised and wonders how they have ramen in this world. His grandfather now wants to see how Leo's development is after 2 years. He wants to see his progress. Leo then shows his status card. Now he becomes curious about his grandfather's status, so he uses appraisal skill. His grandfather, Kent Forster, has high status as expected from a hero. But he also realizes something. His grandfather is from another world, so he is also reincarnated here. He wants to ask further. However, Leo thinks if Kent realizes he is not really his grandchild, maybe he will be judged as a stranger. Meanwhile, Kent is surprised and asks Karina to see this. He is surprised because his magic is above his. Karina says it's because Kent is stupid, but he cuts her words and says, "Isn't that amazing?" while trembling. Then they both look at Leo. Karina says it seems Leo deserves training and feels happy because it's been a long time since she felt excited like this. Kent just laughs, while Leo asks them to calm down and his grandfather to stop laughing, asking him to help him. Meanwhile, at Vector Castle, in a room, Sheria is curious about what Leo is doing now. She really wants to stay over again. Meanwhile, Leo is asleep on the sofa. Kent asks her to look at Leo. Karina thinks maybe he is tired because of the long journey and asks Leo to sleep on the bed. Leo says goodnight, and when walking up the stairs, he hears a song. When he looks, there is no one. He thinks maybe it's just his imagination. However, when a spirit suddenly passes, Leo immediately gets goosebumps realizing it's not just his imagination. He follows the female spirit until he reaches a room. He feels scared when opening the room. When opening it, he is amazed because there are many weapons and armors there. He wonders where the female spirit went. That's when he sees a sword with a different aura. He wonders if that's a sword. When touching it, the sword sucks his magic. At that moment, he sees the female spirit again, magic sword Elmena. The woman asks if Leo can see her. Leo is surprised when seeing the woman in revealing clothes and apologizes to Elmena. Elmena wonders because Leo also knows her name. She asks who Leo really is, and he looks fine even after touching her. Elmena feels even though Leo is still a child, it means he has a very large amount of magic power. She asks what his name is. Leo answers. Elmena says Leo caught her attention and feels he has the capability to use her. Leo asks if that's really okay. Elmena says for Leo not to be rash because as seen, she is chained in this place. Her chains can only be released if he uses enough magic power. Leo feels a sword that surrenders itself sounds interesting. He thinks, if his daily training is not enough, he has no choice but to ask his grandfather to train him. Leo then agrees with Elmena and will do his best. Elmena is puzzled hearing that. After that, Leo leaves the room and says goodnight to her. Elmena didn't expect he would take it seriously and considers him a strange boy. But besides that, Elmena might get addicted to his magic energy. The next morning, Leo says good morning to Kent, and he is ready to get training from him. Kent feels happy because finally Leo is interested in doing it. He will train him to be a great-grandchild of a hero. But Leo doesn't know anything about swordsmanship. Before teaching him swordsmanship, Kent asks if Leo already remembers all the basics to control magic. Kent says it's controlling the magic energy he has, especially for neutral magic. He says it's a very necessary and important skill to send as much magic energy as possible to every fiber of his body without wasting any energy. Kent will make sure he can master it in 3 months. But it turns out Leo can already do it, making Kent wonder how he can do that and feels Leo is too great. Leo answers maybe because he is already used to this. Kent feels Leo has grown faster than expected, so he changes their plan. Now, he asks Leo to try using neutral magic. Leo then tries it. He thinks if he wants to run fast, then he has to move his magic energy to his legs. When he tries to run, he spins and falls instead. Kent says Leo is too focused on his legs, so his other body can't keep up. Leo now understands he has to control his magic and find a place where he can strengthen everything at once. Kent asks Leo to stand and have fun with the wooden stick next. Moreover, he feels it's not fun if running is all he does. During the training, Kent tells Leo to balance the magic flow inside him more. Next, he says Leo only uses his power in one place. Leo keeps attacking with his stick until Kent touches his forehead with his index finger. He says Leo is still not ready for real combat, then attacks the child's forehead screaming and his forehead swells. Kent says they will continue after lunch. After lunch, they continue the training again until finally Leo manages to hold Kent's attack. Unfortunately, he falls when attacking his grandfather and says it's painful, while Kent laughs and says he is still very far. Even so, he admits it's hard to believe to see he has mastered it. Leo is surprised when he is under a girl. He closes his eyes and apologizes, while the girl covers herself. Meanwhile, Karina didn't expect Selena to come quite fast. Selena says it's thanks to the wind blowing for their benefit. They then hug. Selena apologizes because Karina has to accommodate them. Karina says it's okay and asks them to come in. Meanwhile, Leo, who is still embarrassed and shocked, calls his grandmother. Karina just remembers she hasn't explained it. She says Selena is her friend and the girl is her granddaughter. They both will stay with them starting today. The 7-year-old girl is the grandchild of the saint. She introduces herself as Liana Abril. She doesn't know if she will stay with a boy. She says maybe it will be a burden, but she will be in his care. Leo is surprised when knowing she will stay here together. Leo asks what is happening, while Liana asks if they will go for a trip. Selena tells her to consider this as her own home. Kent then greets Selena, whom he hasn't met for a long time. Then they chat. Leo feels like the three of them are at a party together, while Liana suspects they both are the hero Kent and magician Karina. Hearing that makes them realize something. Leo asks if Liana's grandmother is the ground Theres's saint, Selena Abril, and discusses her holy magic, which is famous in Hero's Tale. Liana is amazed because Leo knows a lot and asks if he read that thick book. Then they both fall silent, then introduce each other. Liana asks Leo to call her Rena. Then Liana just realizes Leo is bleeding and panics. Leo says it's okay and just training, but his grandfather is quite Spartan. Suddenly Liana holds his hand and asks to relax. She uses magic that makes Leo's body feel warm and soft. All his wounds immediately heal. Leo praises Liana's ability and asks if that was holy magic. After finishing healing, he feels grateful. Then Liana says so far she only used it on herself, and Leo is the first person. Leo asks if using it on others is very difficult. Liana says she has done a lot of practice. When she sees injured people, she immediately acts. Realizing they are still holding hands, Liana panics and apologizes to Leo. Selena is surprised, while Karina thanks because Liana has healed Leo. Selena feels it's rare because the shy Liana does this. Then Kent says his next opponent is his grandmother. Karina asks if that's okay. Kent says no need to worry and asks her to bring out all her abilities. Leo is ready and asks his grandmother to train him. He thinks if it's his grandmother, maybe it won't be as crazy as his grandfather's training. Leo uses appraisal skill. He is surprised to see most of her magic is already maximum. Karina says her training is not too tiring and very easy. He just needs to keep avoiding her magic attacks until he can feel the magic around him. Leo is surprised when Karina gives a very sudden attack. Karina says to avoid with his eyes and feel her magic power. Then she throws an attack again. Leo wonders how he feels it without touching. Leo is surrounded until he can't escape from there. But suddenly, he sees the magic power around him, so he manages to dodge. Liana is amazed because Leo starts moving very differently now. Meanwhile, Selena feels criticizing the use of grand magic because it's too dangerous. But Kent says the boy is his grandchild, so he is sure he can do it. They understand after seeing Leo's status. Meanwhile, Leo feels his grandmother is also very Spartan, but he learns how to detect magic. After that, Kent doesn't believe they only need 5 days. He says that's all the training for Leo for now. Leo says he is very exhausted, while Kent underestimates because exhausted just because of this. Meanwhile, Kent feels excited because of Leo's development. Not only can detect magic in just 5 days, he can also obtain void magic and master sword skill. The sudden explosion from growth and very large magic power makes him wonder if he should be happy with his power. Suddenly, Karina calls him and asks him to give Leo a gift. Kent confirms. Then he says he will give him a gift for his hard work. Kent then takes him to a room full of weapons and armors. He says all that is trash, but Leo can take whatever the boy likes. Liana is surprised because Kent calls all this trash even though all that is mythical and legendary weapons that only exist in stories. She is amazed because all that is maintained very well, but even so, Kent no longer uses it now. Then, suddenly Leo says he wants one that is there. Liana wonders if he is sure he wants that one. Liana says that's a demon sword that might be held by the Demon King. Kent confirms, making Leo surprised. Then Elmena appears and praises Liana's knowledge, and might have more magic power than Kent even though she can't see it. Kent doesn't accept being called old, and asks her not to approach the children, while Elmena mocks him because he is lame in magic control. Then Leo interrupts by saying he came here for Elmena. Kent is surprised because Leo knows her. The boy says he has chatted with her about the conditions to have her before. But Elmena says that's if Leo can increase his magic power because she is not easy to master, especially the boy only spent 5 days. But Kent suggests why not try first, making Elmena annoyed and wondering if the old man is listening. Leo agrees, then he channels his magic power to Elmena. Elmena is surprised by Leo's magic power and asks what the hell that is. She doesn't believe the sword that serves the Demon King will easily acknowledge him. So Leo then increases his magic power, making Elmena surprised because with his power more than this, making her forced until accepting Leo. Kent says with this, the sword is already Leo's. After that, they start dinner. Meanwhile, at Vector Castle, someone is surprised because Leo doesn't come. Damien tells the girl, the eldest son of the Forster family, Evan, who comes, but Leo is being trained at Kent's house and will spend half a year. The answer makes Sheria surprised and sad. She apologizes to Damien for bothering him. Damien just smiles slightly at her. Then suddenly Sheria's necklace shines, making the girl surprised. She wonders if something happened to Leo. Meanwhile, at Forster household's mansion, Leo, who wakes up, is surprised when seeing Liana hugging him in sleep. He wonders how this could happen. He remembers yesterday he was carrying Liana to her room and the girl mumbled her mother and father. Then suddenly she hugs him. Leo is curious if she feels lonely because separated from her parents. He feels it would be good if he does something. More precisely, he has to do something with the current condition. Meanwhile, Karina brews tea in the living room. Selena wonders how long she hasn't drunk tea made by Karina. Karina says many years have passed, and Selena has also been busy since they have eliminated the Demon King. Selena confirms, because even though peace exists, people don't stop fighting. Kent asks if she means the Garum theocracy. Selena confirms they try to exterminate her family. Selena feels sad because they are not only satisfied with her son and his wife, they also want to exterminate Liana. Kent says they will do anything for him and also the current Vector King, even though still young, but he can be relied on. Moreover, Selena bravely passes dangers to save herself here. Selena confirms she also intends to have an audience with the king and beg him to protect Liana. Kent says coincidentally he has something for her. He tells in a secret letter from Damien there is an invitation to Sheria's birthday party. In a national celebration event like that, there will definitely be many people coming and going. His guard will be tighter, and they can't do anything reckless. Karina says she will accompany them just in case, making Kent ask what's good about an old person accompanying an old person too. Karina then asks what they will do. Kent answers they will go together with a bodyguard, making Karina and Selena immediately confused. After that, when Leo is told, he asks if it's okay to go there. Kent agrees and says Liana is the representative from the Garum theocracy, while Leo is the surprise guest. But Kent says the sword is out of the party dress code. Then Elmena asks if the boy will leave her here. Leo says no, while Kent feels that's a good idea, making the boy surprised. But Leo knows children can't bring a sword with him. He thinks if it will fit in a bag or something. Leo gets an idea, making Liana and Kent wonder. While Leo just remembers his cloak is made from magic silk. He then takes out a magic stone that makes them wonder. Leo starts making something that is not just a bag, but spacious enough for a demon king's place, and easy to carry around and functions like his grandfather's dimension storage skill. Leo succeeds in making a dimension storage waste bag that makes Kent and Liana surprised. Leo asks how about the item to Elmena. Elmena just stays silent. When the sword is inserted, she says Leo will make a hole there. But it turns out it succeeds in entering, making Elmena surprised because there is very spacious. Leo feels that means it's good. Then Kent and Liana wonder what really happened, and how he can make something so easily and so extraordinary. Leo explains that was creation magic. Kent feels proud because with that magic power, thinking Leo can use it to make something feels very creative. The power doesn't hurt and heal, but can make something. This can be a new way to use magic from now on. After that, on the journey, Liana is very amazed because the horse carriage can move fast, and it's extraordinary. Meanwhile, Selena apologizes but Leo feels it's okay and happy to be taken with them. Liana is excited for the party, as is Leo. The interaction makes Selena smile. At Vector Castle, there are so many people, making the two children nervous now. The guard confirms they are Leo and two people from the Beastman tribe from his captain's order. Then his captain, Damien, greets them and says he has been waiting for them. He also welcomes the arrival of Selena and Liana. Selena is not surprised to see Damien, who has developed, while Liana is still shyly greeting. Damien then says Leo's father has also arrived. Leo feels happy and wants to meet him. Damien then shows the way for them to give a surprise to the princess. When the princess Sheria sees Leo's arrival, she feels happy. Leo says happy birthday to her, but she is surprised by the figure of the girl behind the boy. She asks who she is. Liana introduces herself and says she and her grandmother now stay in the same place as Leo. Sheria is surprised to hear she stays together with Leo. But she won't lose to her by showing the necklace made by Leo for her because his creation magic power is a secret between them. But it turns out Liana knows it, and Leo says he will make one for her another time, making Sheria surprised. She feels sad because they feel happy themselves even though it's her birthday. So she tries to use her charm magic, but the magic hits Liana instead, making Sheria panic. Liana suddenly wants to hug Sheria, making Leo trapped between them. She says she wants to be her friend. Sheria feels annoyed because it works on Liana and blames Leo, making the boy confused. Sheria diverts attention by asking them to go to a place. Leo, who is left alone, wonders if they both are okay. Meanwhile, Liana apologizes to Sheria for her impoliteness to a princess. Sheria says not to worry about it and asks her to say what she said before. Sheria says she hasn't made a single female friend, and if it's okay, Liana can be her friend. Liana accepts it, and they ask to call each other by name. After that, the three of them enjoy the party closely. However, suddenly a group of people comes and someone orders something. An explosion immediately makes everyone surprised and panic. That's the act of the shinobi. They ask everyone not to escape. But someone manages to prevent it from attacking. That's Diork, who comments there should be the Imperial Knight Order preventing this. He feels he has to find the collaborator who caused this. Then he turns the attack on the shinobi. Then, Diork asks everyone to calm down because magic power is also in that place. He asks them to process everything with a clear head. He also leaves the rest to Damien. Meanwhile, Damien is fighting with someone who feels happy because he can fight with his best friend again now. But Damien says this is different because he and Damien are enemies. But the person brings up about them, who used to be comrades in the dungeon. Damien confirms they both were good rivals in the academy, but now he is different from before. The person says he is still himself and hasn't changed since being removed from his squad. As long as he can fight with Damien again, shinobi or not doesn't matter. Damien says he will stop him when getting it and won't make him do further. The person says he wants to take the princess's head, but he can't refuse because that's a request, but he feels that alone will be boring. He feels to clean the nobles when they are there too. Damien glares at the person named Alan. Meanwhile, the people, including Sheria and Liana, are taking shelter. Leo says they will be fine because Damien will do something. He assures Sheria he will also be with her no matter what happens. But suddenly a shinobi enters and says that's nonsense. Leo immediately calls Elmena and asks them to leave this to him because he will defeat him. He stops the attack with his sword, then the shinobi falls after Diorc hits him. Diorc asks if they are okay. Meanwhile, Elmena is angry because Leo didn't defeat him, so she didn't slash anything. Leo just apologizes. But Elmena says after getting the magic attack, she knows they are just puppets. Leo is surprised when knowing it turns out they are controlled. Then Elmena tells the mastermind is around there. Meanwhile, Diorc and Sheria are confused with whom Leo is talking. Leo asks how to Elmena because there are many people there. Elmena searches and succeeds in getting it, then tells where the man's location is. Leo feels that's very far because there are many people there, while Diorc asks the boy to quickly go for evacuation. But Leo asks his father to lend his power, making Diorc surprised. His father immediately uses his power to push back the enemies. Diorc asks if Leo sees his greatness. Leo praises his father, who is very strong, while Elmena feels his power is very unreasonable. That's when she also finds something interesting because it turns out their enemy uses something like this. Leo asks if that's a stone, but Elmena asks him to check and see. Leo feels pain when holding the stone named Album Appetite. The stone contains an overflow of evil magic. Diorc is surprised to see Leo and hurriedly gives his magic power. Leo is surprised when he already feels better. Then he asks Diorc's permission to take his gauntlet. Then he returns the evil magic stone to its original form and combines it with the gauntlet into a new form. Leo succeeds in creating a new gauntlet. He uses it to spread his magic to the people. They all are surprised by the magic energy, while Sheria feels happy to feel Leo's magic. Liana feels her body different. Elmena is ready with her energy. They all feel relieved, while the shinobi people wake up from their controllers. Leo is surprised when seeing the material shop owner there. Mount Junet is also surprised when seeing him. Then Leo feels happy because he is already fine. But Mount Junet immediately says a group of strangers are watching them, and they have to leave here immediately. Meanwhile, Alan doesn't believe Leo succeeds in stopping his magic effect. Damien tells him there is no chance to attack them and asks him to surrender. While Alan has guessed the black-haired child will indeed mess up, Leo says Alan has really ruined Sheria's party, even involving many innocent people. Leo prepares to show him how he uses his magic. Sheria and Liana are scared, while the king feels guilty because he can't do anything when his daughter is in danger. Orthan feels his position as king is embarrassing. But Selena asks him to calm down because his trusted people, Damien and Diorc, are there, and they also have a bodyguard there, that is Leo. Meanwhile, Leo and Alan are fighting there. Alan is angry because the boy has ruined the toy he got with his own hands and considers him like a cheater. But Leo says it's not a trick, it's creation magic. Alan underestimates and calls it useless magic. But Leo says Alan is wrong. Then suddenly Damien is in the middle of their fight and holds back both attacks. Leo is surprised by his sudden arrival, while Damien feels he won't get a chance to shine if Leo is the one fighting. Alan asks what he is doing, then Damien repeats his words. He does it to stop him with all his might. He asks Leo to prepare. The boy immediately moves very fast and attacks Alan repeatedly. Alan feels cornered and annoyed at the boy. Damien immediately asks Alan to surrender if he is just fighting without purpose here. Alan grins and he has one purpose. He remembers about the hero who betrayed his country and made his family in trouble. It's all because of the hero's mistake and wonders how long they have to thank the black-haired family. Moreover, in a world without a demon king, a black-haired is useless and doesn't function. Those words make Alan and Damien surprised. Alan says if no one kills them, then he will do it. Then, he uses smoke screen. Damien asks Leo to stay close to him. Suddenly, Alan is already behind them to attack, but Leo manages to deflect his attack, making Damien and Alan equally surprised. While fighting, Leo wonders why Alan hates them so much. Alan says that's a stupid question and says Leo will regret being born as a black-haired. Then Leo asks why Alan moves hesitantly. Alan doesn't accept being called like that and attacks Leo until the boy's body is thrown. But Damien manages to catch Leo. Meanwhile, Alan starts to remember about his introduction with Damien and disappointed because he is part of the hero's family. Alan tells Leo not to make him laugh. He asks what the boy will understand. Leo then stands, making Damien prevent him from advancing. But Leo says he is fine because he got training from his grandfather because he is also part of the hero's descendant. Leo wants to open Alan's eyes. Then he asks Elmena to lend her power. Elmena feels Leo really makes trouble, but she still surrenders herself to Leo because of his magic. When Leo inserts his magic into the sword, Alan prepares to attack him, but Leo is ready and asks him to feel his magic power. The attack instead makes Alan pushed very far, making Leo also surprised. Meanwhile, Damien says that's really something when Leo panics, because even though they have got him, Leo instead makes him go. Damien indeed wants to know the mastermind behind Alan, but he feels it's okay and praises the boy. After that, Sheria's birthday party suddenly ends. Everything ends without casualties thanks to Selena's holy maiden and Liana's holy magic. Rather than showing off their emergency situation and solving the problem immediately, they show off their firmness, and the nobles seem proud of it. In the end, they don't know who ordered to attack Sheria. Finally, everything returns to normal when Leo sees them both smiling. A few days later, Mount Junit tells about Leo who saved them with that magic light, and with that single gauntlet, he knows Leo is the #1 magician in the world. Kent feels proud of his grandson. However, if he were 50 years older, he would be able to destroy those people in 1 second with the ultimate skill he developed decades ago. When his explanation is not finished, Karina hits his head and tells him not to compete with his own grandson. Then Karina asks if he can show it to her too, because Leo brought his father's gauntlet. Karina says it's amazing. She says there is a large amount of mana in it. Leo says it's a dangerous material. He explains he can get various special abilities, depending on how to insert mana into it. He asks if Mount Junit knows the stone. Mount Junit says it just looks like a precious gem to him, just like the magic stone with extraordinary amount of mana that Leo sold before. Kent seems to know about the stone, but Mount Junit doubts it because the old man doesn't mention its name. Leo tells him he heard it's called album apatite. Mount Junit remembers and explains it's an immaculate stone that is easy to implant mana and apply magic in it. Also a rare, or that can only be found in the deepest level of the dungeon. Then suddenly Kent repeats his explanation, making Mount Junit feel frustrated. They both argue, while Leo feels interested in the existence of the dungeon. Kent then hands over the explanation to Mount Junit. Mount Junit then explains about the dungeon in the west of the capital, which is a descending type up to Damien's greatness who passed 40 levels, making Leo proud too, while Kent compares with his greatness. But Mount Junit says the dungeon has not been conquered yet, and has many dangers and monsters. Then he explains the magic gemstone he got comes from a monster in the dungeon. Leo becomes more excited. He thinks about the rare, or that can only be obtained in the lowest level of the dungeon. Feels maybe he can find unknown materials. Then Leo asks his grandfather to take him to a dungeon. Kent grants it, and says they will make it the next training place. Then they suddenly have a guest who is immediately welcomed by Karina and Liana. That is Sheria. Liana is happy because she comes to visit, while Karina invites her in even though it's still messy there. Sheria explains the palace is under repair, so she decides to stay there for a while. Karina and Liana are surprised by the amount of stuff Sheria brings. Then, Sheria asks about Leo's whereabouts to them. Karina says Leo is going out with his grandfather. Sheria asks when he will return. Karina answers they will return in 10 to 1 month, because they are going to a dungeon. She says usually they will spend half a year at the longest. The answer makes the girl cry disappointed. Sheria invites Liana to visit Leo together, but the girl feels it's impossible because they don't know the way. Moreover, Sheria is a princess, and when she is missing, it will be a big problem. But Sheria says if Liana is okay with that. She asks if Liana wants to see Leo. Liana answers she wants to meet him, so they have decided. At dinner, Liana asks what they can do to meet him, but Sheria has no idea. Then suddenly, Mount Junit appears, making Sheria surprised because meeting that person again. Then, she gets an idea that makes Mount Junit surprised because suddenly pointed. Meanwhile, Kent and Leo are on the way to the dungeon. Leo is amazed to see the adventurers because it's the first time he sees them. Meanwhile, Elmena is excited to go and eliminate some monsters. Kent suggests trying to see the first floor first and immediately approved by Leo. Kent praises the sorted carrier made by Leo because it can put anything in it. Leo says he used his grandfather's skill as the basis to make it. Kent feels puzzled and asks how Leo knows he has such a skill. Leo reasons he knows it from his grandmother because it's impossible for him to say. He used inspection skill to steal a glance at his grandfather's status. When they have arrived at the entrance, Leo feels amazed. He also feels some people have returned from there. Leo asks they come from which level. But the person asks back to which level Leo will go because the boy needs to get a lot of gear before starting. They question the light gear used by Leo and Kent in a dangerous place. They say this is not a place for an old man and his grandson to walk around. But Kent laughs and thanks for their advice. He says they come here not to take treasures, just training, making the person annoyed because that's not what he means. Then, Kent says his equipment is amazing, but makes it difficult to swing the sword because his heels are tired with that posture. Those words make him surprised, especially when Kent gives him advice, then leaves the person. Leo feels his grandfather is very cool. He asks his grandfather to teach him many things about the dungeon too. Leo promises to do his best. Kent feels happy with that spirit. They will start training with real combat here, asking Leo not to lower his defense. Meanwhile, when inside, Leo feels amazed because there are many stones and says all that looks very useful. Kent feels disappointed because Leo is more interested in picking up those trash than training with him. When Leo wants to explain that it's not trash, suddenly he accidentally steps on something that makes him fall. Kent is disappointed because his grandson is trapped in a simple trap. When approaching him, Kent asks if Leo is hurt. Leo says he is fine, then Kent asks him to be careful with the figure there and climb up. Leo is puzzled by his grandfather's meaning until he faces a goblin that makes him surprised. His grandfather says it's just a goblin casually to Leo, who sees a goblin for the first time. Kent tells Leo the enemy won't wait for him because only the stronger one can live. He is sure the one is Leo and believes in the boy. Leo then uses his sword and calls Elmena. While fighting with the goblin, he manages to finish it easily. Then something is dropped from the goblin. It's a very small magic stone. Kent explains it's because Goblin is a low-rank monster. Kent asks his grandson to stay alert because the monsters are more ferocious when he goes deeper and there is a boss every 10 levels. Leo asks if he needs to fight a floor leader before continuing. Kent confirms even though he doesn't know what it is. Then, Kent says they will return to the inn because Leo's level has increased. Leo is puzzled and immediately checks his level, while his grandfather explains his status will increase after he takes a rest. Leo immediately excited to return now, making Kent feel the boy is very impatient. Leo is excited because his level will increase when he wakes up. He wonders if morning can come faster, but he can't sleep because his grandfather snores. The next morning, Leo feels happy because his level has risen. He also feels very tired, but Leo can't show this status to people. Meanwhile, his grandfather is surprised because Leo wakes up very early. He asks what he is making. Leo shows the 2 accessories he made to his grandfather. He says it will be useful in the dungeon. Kent can't wait to see it directly. Then, his grandfather asks if Leo has leveled up. In panic, he explains it has risen from level 1 to level 4, making Kent curious how far his level is after Leo finishes this training. Leo just remembers because the growth bracelet he made when he was 5 years old, his status becomes higher than his current level. After that, Kent invites him to conquer this dungeon, making Leo surprised and asks, isn't this just training? Kent says this is also training because they only conquer one side before Damien does it. Leo is surprised because they are only 2 and asks why Kent competes with Damien, asking why not do it together. Meanwhile, 3 people are watching them behind the wall. Leo is ready with his accessories. Meanwhile, Kent feels happy because it's very bright there, so they can see all the traps from there. Kent explains it's more than the previous level. He feels maybe it's not a natural trap. He explains the residents might come before to put the trap to do looting from others is common because they only have so much they can bring. But Kent says they don't need to lower their pride as adventurers as long as they have carriers made by Leo. Now Leo understands that's the use of carrier. Then suddenly a scream is heard from behind them. Leo invites his grandfather to go there. When checking, Leo is surprised because it turns out to be Sheria and Liana. After saving them, Leo feels happy because they both are not hurt, but also says this is dangerous if they are only 2. Sheria says they come to visit Leo and have brought Maltjunit with them, so no need to worry. They even have prepared a camping set. Liana also has brought books that Leo might like. Leo thanks even though actually surprised because they prepare enough luggage like for a trip. He feels it's impossible to bring them along. However, his grandfather instead asks to allow them to join and stay close to him, making Leo surprised because he brings them along. Kent says they have managed to come far to meet him, feels both have potential. He doesn't mind if they all become strong. Leo feels everything will be fine because his grandfather is there too. Finally, they arrive at floor 10, Floor Master's room. The room has a very big door. Kent explains the maintained area is proof of a big enemy, and when they have defeated it, the place will become a safe area until they pass it. Sheria suggests staying there tonight, while Leo wonders about the door material, and Liana thinks to defeat the monster. The boss is a goblin king, a rare boss. Leo is excited because that means it will also drop rare items too. Sheria says they will join the fight with Liana, but it's very big until no suitable weapon to attack. They wonder what can be done to Leo, while Leo asks them both to stay behind him. When the goblin king attacks, the two girls scream in fear, while Kent just stays silent. Leo then asks his grandfather to watch them both, while he counterattacks with Elmena. When Leo manages to defeat the goblin king, Kent says it's not bad, while Leo is nervous and says it's all because his level increases. After that, he gathers with them. Sheria says she wants to help him too, while Liana says she will do her best for her training. Kent feels happy with their spirit. Then, suddenly the goblin king attacks again. Kent hurriedly warns Leo and holds the goblin king's attack. Leo is surprised because he doesn't feel any magic power. He then thanks his grandfather. His grandfather just laughs and says he still has a long way. Then, he orders to end today and start eating. Leo feels relieved because his stomach has rumbled, while Sheria and Liana will help. When the three of them have fun, Kent just stays silent. He feels it's strange because the Goblin King has got a fatal blow, but still can move. He wonders what is happening. Meanwhile, in another place, someone says he has been waiting for the heretic. He lures him there, to the depth of the abyss. The three children gather, while Kent sleeps soundly. Leo shows his shining magic stone. Liana says it's very amazing no matter how much she sees it. Sheria feels it looks easy, but hard to imitate. Leo says if they practice every day, they can become better with this. Moreover, they already have the ability to do it. So, Sheria then asks Leo to do the special training again because she has trouble sleeping now. Liana also wants to do it too. Leo is surprised because Liana also wants, making the girl think Leo doesn't allow it. Leo doesn't mean that, making Liana think it's allowed. Finally, he does it to them both. After a few days in the dungeon, they walk smoothly. Their levels also increase smoothly. However, Leo's status becomes increasing too far, making him feel to try not to see his status again. That makes them explore deeper until arriving at Underground, Floor 30, Floor Chief Black Ogre's room. Kent feels happy because he can reach that place quickly, proving they have become stronger. Leo says it's because they follow instructions from his grandfather. However, suddenly, his grandfather sleeps again, making him surprised. He hurriedly fixes his sleeping position and takes his blanket, while Sheria and Liana feel smelly and disturbed by it. After that, when Leo sleeps, he wakes up because he wants to go to the toilet. That's when he suddenly realizes Liana and Sheria are missing. The room door is also open, making Leo ask where they both go. He hurriedly searches for them both, because it will be bad if they are attacked. Moreover, there is an ogre roaming around here, making him feel he needs to find them as soon as possible. When Leo hears a sound, he immediately goes there and finds them both turns out to be bathing. Leo hurriedly closes his eyes because embarrassed. They do this because they haven't bathed for a few days and say it feels great, while Leo feels puzzled because they are so relaxed. He asks them to quickly return. Right at that moment, the ogre appears in front of the three of them. Leo panics after realizing he doesn't bring his sword with him, while Sheria and Liana start attacking the ogre together with their magic power until manage to defeat it. Sheria asks Leo's opinion about that. Leo praises them while closing his face, making Sheria ask him to say it while looking at them both. Then Leo goes and says he wants to go to the toilet. When Sheria chases him, Leo asks if she can wear clothes first. Leo feels conquering the dungeon is difficult because they need to eat, sleep, toilet, and bathe. So, he feels it's a good idea if they have a house in the dungeon. Therefore, he makes one of them and shows the small tent to them. Kent asks isn't it too small even for 3 small children, but Leo says it will be fine and asks him to consider it like a joke and enter inside. When they are inside, they are amazed because the place is very spacious, so Kent can sleep there. Even there is a bathroom. Sheria and Liana immediately bathe there, while Kent cooks dinner. At dinner, Leo feels happy they all like it, and now can sleep peacefully. But it turns out Sheria and Liana still want the special training. Meanwhile, at the Forster family mansion, Damien feels Kent is really Spartan because he brings Leo to the dungeon. Karina says even they want to finish the dungeon before Damien. Damien feels that must be a joke because Kent should know his age. Karina says he is always competitive in the wrong place. Damien feels it's bad if so because from floor 41, the difficulty and atmosphere suddenly changes. He feels it's okay if Kent is still in his prime, but can he do it well for a small child? Karina says Kent won't push too far because his grandson is with him. Damien also feels so. Then Karina tells Sheria and Liana are also with them, immediately making Damien surprised. Meanwhile, in the dungeon, Kent can't sleep. He hears the voice calling him again. He feels like losing his sanity. The next morning, Leo feels seeing the real face of a dungeon when no longer seeing paved roads there. When Liana suddenly falls, Leo asks if she is okay. The girl says she is fine. She then asks Leo they are now on which floor. Leo then sees his grandfather's cliff mapping. Then, Leo asks if something is wrong to the sullen Sheria. Sheria asks how far they will be and when they return home. Leo can't answer, but he knows they must be mentally exhausted and if they return, there is still the cliff. Leo asks what he should do at this time. Sheria feels she should bring Edery with her. Leo immediately confused, then Sheria answers it's her favorite penguin doll. Finally, Leo gets the answer to his question. To improve their mood, he uses his magic stone to make a healing bear doll. They both immediately hug and name it, then thank Leo. Leo asks if his grandfather also wants. But his grandfather just silent, making Leo feel puzzled. But Kent suddenly becomes relaxed when Leo wonders by pretending to be a hot pot they will eat. The children laugh while the voice in Kent's head keeps asking him to come to him. Meanwhile, Kent wonders why the dead monster can still move and try to kill Leo. Also the voice that keeps calling him. Finally, they arrive at Underground, floor 50. Liana feels nervous to face the level 50 boss, while Sheria believes Leo will conquer this floor quickly too. Leo says he still doesn't feel the magic power that might be the boss. Then suddenly, Leo is distracted by the album appetite that is in the entire area. Then, suddenly a monster that has been waiting for them appears. Kent recognizes this voice. Meanwhile, Liana and Sheria are scared because the monster speaks. Leo panics because he can't feel the magic power anymore and asks what monster it is. He can't even inspect it. This has never happened before. Meanwhile, Ken immediately stands in front of the three of them. When the monster approaches, he feels happy because this is his victory. Leo immediately panics when the room suddenly dark. Sheria and Liana scream in fear. Leo wonders if this happens because there is magic in part of the ore. He is surprised when feeling something very dark. The monster that chokes Leo says he will destroy the reincarnated replacement. Leo manages to escape and calls his grandfather. He asks if he can see. Kent says he can't see any, but he has void magic that is a bit different. He prepares to fight using his sword and says he won't let the monster get the children.